Go get the bag of cat litter in your house, turn it around, and find the ingredient list. You won't, because it isn't there. Cat litter is not food, it's not a drug, it's not a pesticide, which means in the United States, it falls into a gap between regulators where almost nobody is required to tell you what's inside the bag. Think about what your cat actually does with this product. She stands in it, she digs in it with her face 4 inches from the surface, she breathes it in, then she licks her paws clean several times a day, every day, for 15 years. It is the single most intimate product you buy for her, and it's the only one with no ingredient panel at all. So today, 7 cat litters worth reconsidering and 3 that actually hold up. Along the way, I'm going to debunk the scariest thing you've probably read about cat litter online, because when I went looking for the evidence, it wasn't there. And at the end, a 10-second test with a flashlight that tells you more about your litter than the entire front of the bag. Let's start. Number 7, any litter that says fresh scent, clean linen, or spring meadow. Here's the problem with scented litter, and it's not complicated. A cat's sense of smell is dramatically better than yours. Estimates put a cat's olfactory receptors at around 200 million, compared to roughly 5 million in a human nose. So when you open a bag and think, that's pleasant, a light floral note, your cat is standing inside a perfume factory. And here's the part that matters. That fragrance is not disclosed. Fragrance can be a blend of dozens of compounds, and there is no requirement to list a single one of them on a bag of litter. Now think about where the perfume is. Not across the room, directly under her nose, in an enclosed box, in a space she cannot leave when she needs to use it. Veterinarians see a specific consequence of this, and we'll come back to it at the end of the video, because it's the most genuinely dangerous thing in this entire category, and it has nothing to do with chemicals. Number 6, the cheapest non-clumping clay litter on the shelf. You know the one. 20 pounds for a few dollars, plain paper bag, no brand you recognize. This is ground clay, and the thing you're actually buying is dust. Now let's be careful here, because this is where the internet gets loud and wrong. Clay litters can contain crystalline silica, and respirable crystalline silica is classified by the International Agency for Research on Cancer as a Group 1 carcinogen in humans. That classification is real, and you can look it up. But here's the honest part. That classification comes from occupational exposure. Miners, stonecutters, construction workers, people breathing heavy silica dust for 8 hours a day, for decades. No study I could find has established that household cat litter dust reaches those levels or causes cancer in cats. I'm not going to tell you it does. Nobody has actually run that study. But sit with that for a second. That's not reassurance. That's an absence of information about a product your cat inhales every single day of her life. What is well established is simpler. Dust irritates airways. Feline asthma is a real diagnosed condition, and airborne irritants are a recognized trigger. If your cat coughs, wheezes, or does that flat-out crouching cough that looks like a hairball but never produces one, dust is worth talking to your vet about. Number 5. Any litter that markets itself as flushable. This one has a law attached to it, and almost nobody knows why. In California, cat litter sold in the state has to carry a statement discouraging you from flushing it down the toilet or dumping it in gutters or storm drains. Not a suggestion from an environmental group, state law. Here's the reason. Cat feces can carry a parasite called toxoplasma. It survives water treatment, it reaches the ocean, and it kills sea otters. In one examination of sea otter deaths between 1998 and 2001, toxoplasma was responsible for 17% of them. And otters with brain inflammation from the parasite were roughly 4 times more likely to be killed by a shark because a brain-damaged otter can't get away. 17% from flushed cat waste. So if a bag markets itself as flushable, understand what that convenience is attached to. And if you're pregnant, this parasite is exactly why the advice is to have somebody else scoop the box. That guidance comes from the CDC, not from the internet. Number 4, crystal litters, the silica gel beads. These are sold as the premium technological option. Low dust, high absorption, lasts for weeks. And I want to give them real credit on the science because this is where most videos get it backwards. The beads are amorphous silica. That is chemically different from crystalline silica. and it is not associated with the same lung hazard. Anyone telling you crystal litter is a silicosis risk is confusing two different materials. So why is it on this list? Two reasons, and neither one is a scandal. First, texture. These are hard, sharp-edged beads. A lot of cats simply refuse them, and declawed cats and older arthritic cats often refuse them outright, which again becomes the dangerous thing we'll get to. Second, ingestion. Kittens explore with their mouths. The beads are bright and bead-shaped and appealing. Most cases pass without incident, but it's a real call vets take. Premium price, genuinely good dust profile, real texture problem. That's number 4, honestly. Number 3, anything labeled multi-cat strength or extra odor control. Ask yourself the obvious question. Extra odor control compared to what? Using what? Because these formulas typically add deodorizing agents, sometimes baking soda, which is fine, sometimes proprietary odor crystals or encapsulated fragrance systems, which are not disclosed at all. And there's a physics problem underneath it. Odor control doesn't remove waste, it masks it. So a litter that smells acceptable for a week may be a litter you scoop less often, which means your cat is standing on more ammonia, not less. Ammonia from concentrated urine is a respiratory irritant, and your cat's nose is inches from it. Number 2, clumping bentonite litters, Fresh Step, Arm & Hammer, and every store brand that copies them. Now, this is where I have to correct something, and it's the whole reason I made this video the way I did. If you have searched cat litter online, you have run into the claim that clumping bentonite litter causes fatal intestinal blockages in cats, that it swells inside them. It's usually attached to a story from the 1990s, and it gets shared constantly. I went looking for the evidence. It isn't there. That claim traces back to anecdotal reports, not to controlled research. I could not find peer-reviewed studies establishing that clumping clay litter causes intestinal obstruction in cats. Sodium bentonite has been used in this category for decades at enormous scale without a documented body of clinical cases behind that specific claim. I could have made this video the other way. The litter that's killing your cat would perform better than what I just said. It would also be dishonest, and every channel that ran it made your feed worse. So here is what's actually fair to say about clumping bentonite. The real issue is dust, and the real issue is disclosure. These bags are mined clay with additives sold in the tens of millions with no ingredient list. You are trusting a supply chain that has never been asked to introduce itself. That's a legitimate criticism. The blockage story is not. Both of those things are true at once, and knowing the difference is the whole skill. Number 1, Tidy Cats. The best-selling cat litter in America, Purina. The yellow bag in the cart, and it's number 1 for exactly the reason we opened this video. Go pick up a container, read every word on it. You will find odor control claims. You will find 99% dust-free style claims. You will find scent names, cat photos, guarantees, and instructions. What you will not find is what it's made of. The category leader in the most intimate product in your cat's life is not required to tell you the ingredients, and so it doesn't. That is not illegal. That is the entire point. There is no regulator standing behind that bag the way the FDA stands behind the food bowl. No ingredient definitions, no labeling rules like the ones that govern the word chicken on a can. Nothing. Millions of cats stand in this product twice a day for their entire lives, and the most purchased version of it has less disclosure than a bottle of shampoo. That's not a scandal about one company. It's a hole in the system that every company in this aisle is standing in. Tidy Cats is number 1 because it's the biggest one standing there. So what should actually be in the box? Number 3, unscented, low-dust clumping clay. Boring answer, correct answer. If clay works in your house, take the fragrance out and take the dust down. Most major brands make an unscented version, and it costs the same. Number 2, a plant-based litter. Pine, paper, walnut shell, corn, or wheat. Lower dust, no perfume, and usually a short and actually stateable ingredient list, which after this video should feel like a luxury. 2 honest caveats. Odor control is often weaker, so you'll scoop more, and the do not flush rule still applies no matter what the bag says. Number 1, whatever your cat will reliably use. Unscented, scooped daily. And this is the part I've been building to the whole video, because it's the only thing here that actually kills cats. Litter box avoidance. When a cat doesn't like her litter, she holds it, she waits, she finds the rug instead. And in a male cat, holding urine can contribute to a urinary blockage, which is a genuine emergency. A blocked male cat can die within a day or two without treatment. Read that again. The most dangerous litter in this entire video is not the dusty one, or the perfumed one, or the one with no ingredient list. It's the one your cat refuses to use. So if you switch litters, switch slowly, mix the new into the old over a week or two. And if your cat starts going outside the box, that is not spite and it is not a training problem. That is information, and sometimes it's a medical emergency. Now, the test I promised you. It takes 10 seconds. Take the litter you use right now, pour a normal scoop into the empty box in front of a window with a light behind it, or with your phone flashlight pointed across it. Watch the cloud. That cloud is what your cat breathes at nose level, 4 inches from the surface, several times a day for the next 15 years. Some litters produce almost nothing. Some fill the air. The bag will not tell you which one you own. The flashlight will in 10 seconds. And that's really the lesson of this whole category. In the food aisle, at least there are rules and labels and definitions you can hold a company to. Down here, in the aisle your cat spends more physical time with than any other, there's almost nothing, which means you're the inspector. That's not fair, but it is the situation. So go do the flashlight test tonight and tell me in the comments what you saw, and tell me what litter you used, because I want to know which brands actually pass. I have a feeling the results are going to surprise both of us.